Welcome to this Vicarious Visions video production. Thank you for joining us. This program was made possible in part by Shadowwick Creations. From candles and incense to sachets and bath salts, Shadowwick Creations is the place where you can find spiritual implements made with inspiration and intent. Visit Shadowwick Creations on Facebook or Etsy.com. And also, Campbell Flair. Campbell Flair specializes in fine Asian dining, Cambodian style, featuring a full menu with exquisite quality, taste, and freshness. Watch for the grand opening of the new restaurant location coming this fall to Big Lake, Minnesota. Campbell Flair. Smells good, tastes better.
Because I'm with you through thick and thin, whatever trouble you are in. I don't care whatever you do, just know that I love you. Oh, oh, I love you.
Hey, thanks. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome again to Thursday night. But it's a special Thursday for me, for John, for all of us here at the Smokin Joe Show. It is our 100th episode. That is right. That's right. Got some ladies in the back that are stoked about it. They have been on the show multiple times. Olivia Quintanilla and my lovely wife, Angela Flower, are back there in space hanging out. And we are very happy to be a part of the 100th episode. We got some clips. We're going to go back in time. We're going to look at, what we did in the before times, before when we could go out and run around and touch people and hug people. Let's see. Last week, we had B&E Music's Papa Squat, a.k.a. PJ Ruhr, on the show. I got to know a lot more about them, finding out that we are way more similar than we are different. And in the last week, I've really just been working on a few pet songs, getting ready for some dinner shows. And September actually has some more gigs, some more real shows, be it live stream and one outdoor show September has coming up before it starts getting real cold and we all got to go back inside. I'm excited. But it's our 100th episode. Make sure to check out everything we have to offer, including the show, on Parallax TV. It's our new Crowdcast channel. We have our own Get Down channel now entitled The Parallax. John Marin is making sure we have lots of diverse and awesome content every week coming up next month and the month after that as we get into the wintertime pandemic. Make sure to share this. If you're watching on Facebook, share the Facebook. Watching on YouTube, share the YouTube. Drop a comment. Make sure you subscribe to everyone's things and join us for all the great events. Let's see. Big thanks to our sponsors. If you were here for the pre-roll, you heard John talking great things about these guys, Shadowwick Creations, with their exclusive monthly Galactic Get Down candle collection. Each month features 3 unique candles inspired by Galactic Get Down. You can buy a candle and show your support for the festival. For more information on the candle collection and all the great products from Shadowwick, check out their Etsy page at etsy.com/shop/Shadowwick Creations. And our newest sponsor, but one of our oldest friends, Campbell Flair. That's right. Campbell Flair has proudly been supporting the Minnesota music scene since 2012, bringing the finest Cambodian-style Asian dining directly to your favorite events and festivals. Family owned by Mike and Tony Niet. And then they have an all-new restaurant location coming to Big Lake, Minnesota this fall. And you best believe the Get Down Enterprises will be involved. So check them out. Facebook.com/Campbell Flair. CAMBOFLARE.
I just want to say,
What do you want to say?
Crystal and I are already been talking about plans of road trips up to Big Lake and figuring out how far it is from our house. So
Big Lake is going to get a heaping helping of nerds coming up to hang out and eat some Cambodian food. I'm excited. And they have a little stage, so we're going to, we're helping plan their kickoff event as well. Cambo is dear friends of ours. And if you like the way we said, you can't be on it. Anyway, my wife's darting around the apartment. If you like that we said nice things about Campbell Flair and Shadowwick Creations, contact us now if you'd like to advertise your brand or company on the Galactic Get Down live stream. Any Get Down Enterprises, any Parallax live stream, if you're seeing it, we can put your ads on there. Vicarious Visions and the Smokin Joe Show do have sponsorship opportunities. So if you're someone has a business that would like to support the local music scene through our unique brand of programming, contact Vicarious Visions on Facebook today. We have lots of events, lots of shows. There's no lack of space for you and your brand. A big thanks to my patrons on my Patreon. That's right. I love you all so much. From secret songs to piles of pet MP3s. My patrons get a special look at me and everything that I do. They subscribe to me every month to get content. And then coming up with all these awesome Parallax shows, I will be dropping free entry to our paid shows in my Patreon, little access codes and things like that. So if you like saving money, subscribe to me. I'll send you a postcard and I'll write you a funny message. Let's see. What is getting down around town this weekend? There's a lot of stuff going on, and I think people are just trying to squeeze that last bit of summer out. So let's see what's going on. Weekend get down. What's getting down around town?
We're gonna stay up late.
Finally made a theme song, y'all.
You did.
Didn't have one for a long time.
Shake it all around. It's the weekend get down.
All right. That's right. Cameo Space Monkey Mafia hat. I have two just in case I ever lose one. Funkin' Spuds tonight. Oh, let's see. Oh, and then before I get going on Funkin' Spuds, Weekend Get Down is presented by Kind Jams Minnesota, your connection to everything kind and jammy right here in the Twin Cities and beyond. Tonight, Funkin' Spuds, right after this show at 8 p.m., Harmonize Live. They have a live stream event. Tune in right after the show. Join them virtually or socially distanced in person tonight for the last balcony show of the summer. If you are unaware, Funkin' Spuds and Mrs. Pinky and the Great Fox have had this balcony that faces the street that they've been able to play shows from and have people gather safely around on the street and sidewalk. It's pretty cool. Very innovative. I applaud them. COVID 2020 has been a pretty wild ride so far, but Funkin' Spuds has been passing the time by jamming for the neighbors and figuring out how to set up their own live streams. This event is what they have been building towards since our first set in early April. They're also celebrating the release of their live album, Harmonize and Concert. This is a collection of their favorite live takes from the live streaming endeavors since February, remixed and remastered in-house since recording. Well, that's fun. Keeping busy. I understand. Saturday, B&E Music presents Minnesota State Flow. That is Saturday, September 5th, 2020 at 7 p.m. right on our Crowdcast channel, crowdcast.io/Parallax TV. B&E presents Minnesota State Flow live on Parallax. Tune in September 5th for a night of top-tier local hip-hop from the safety of your own home. Performances by Ken C, Prime and PM, Twain, Walrus the Human, Nerd for King, IO the Processor, DJ'd by Jake PM, hosted by Half Pint. Stream access is only $5, and you can purchase those tickets now. I know because I just set up our connection to our bank account, so you can buy those, and we can take your money as of now. I just set it up. John, did you know that? I set it up like 40 minutes ago. I was like, it says we can't sell tickets.
Oh, I thought that was already a thing. So
nope, we got it. It's cool.
If you've tried to buy tickets thus far, blame Joe.
Blame me. There was an email in a one of my 18 emails, but you can buy your tickets right now. I promise you. Or if you don't have them yet, it's $5. You're supporting the artists, man. And we could all really use the music and the money. Coming up this Monday, we promise there will be an Only Every Monday, starting this Monday again. At 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. right on Parallax TV. One of the longest running residencies in Minneapolis is back with the new home on Parallax. Right, watch only every Monday each week as Jeff Fishbein brings some of the best acoustic singer-songwriters in the Minneapolis area and beyond to you in an intimate viewing environment. From rising stars to long-established members of the Minnesota music scene, Only Every Monday brings you a wide assortment of the music that defines the Midwest. And with our fun technology, maybe we'll bring in people from afar as well. And looking forward to next weekend, Friday, September 11th, B&E Music doing another show for you, Discovering Fire Volume 1. Discovering Fire is a new monthly event on Parallax TV. On 9/11/2020, never forget, also my soberversary, B&E Music presents an online stream featuring talented new artists performing live, and you can safely watch from your own home. Performances by Nacho Suave, Formative, Monopole Joe, Black Justice, Miho, I think it's what I present, and then Solana Beats with DJ Papa Squat, who was our guest last week, and host Jay Pringles. Stream access, as always, $5. I'm excited about this programming, John. It's exciting. And then next month, man, we got new residencies. Holy cow. We got so much stuff coming. We've been working hard, including hip hop from B&E Music. Space Monkey Mafia has a residency. There's more only every Monday. And there's an Iron Star show that will be live at the Keg and Case, presented by Forest to Fork. And then we will be restreaming that on Sunday like we did the Space Monkey show as well. So come and see it live. Watch it again on Sunday. Let's see. Watch our network grow. As we expand our production team into further markets, we'll have viewer chats with live artists, performers, and fans to bring you closer to the performances than your average live stream. Parallax, music from a new perspective. And last but not least, who can forget about live stream cover challenge? It's my baby. It's my quarantine baby. With so many people streaming, I had this idea in March. Why don't I challenge my friends to play some songs? They have a day to learn them, then they got to go live, and I can watch them play them, and then they can challenge me, and we go back and forth. Well, this idea blew up internationally, and now it is a 35,000 person group called Livestream Cover Challenge. And there's a .com, livestreamcoverchallenge.com. We got merch. There's all sorts of fun feature videos on the website. There have been tons of videos since those videos have been featured, so tons of rising stars. And our first video segment of today features my boy from Dead Larry. That's right. My long-standing brotherly friend, Mark McGinnis, came in out of nowhere after a long time of not coming in and played an awesome version of Superman by Goldfinger as kind of a tip of the hat to the new the old new Tony Hawk, the first Tony Hawk. They remastered it essentially and put it out again. And it's very exciting for us millennials to see our classic stages in great graphics. So without further ado, check out Mark McGinnis playing Superman by Goldfinger. That was Mark McGinnis of Dead Larry, if you ever heard of those guys.
So I just got to say real quick that I love I love that he used the video game background.
Oh,
while
I don't know
playing.
if it was like him playing it that he like recorded and then put on his green screen. I feel like that's something he would do. But he might have just gotten some gameplay video.
So many people,
ask him.
I haven't heard this many people that were excited about a video game demo in probably 20 years. Like,
it's pretty exciting.
I forgot that demos were even a thing anymore.
Yeah, I wasn't really aware of it, and then Mark sent me some snaps of like this, just intensely, amazingly graphic version of, one of my first obsessions ever, which was Tony Hawk Pro Skater. For sure. I wanted to be a skateboarder so bad, and I just was so bad at it. And I never really followed up. I broke my wrist while I was learning guitar solos, and then I was like, I can't play guitar solos if I keep breaking my things. So I stopped.
I admittedly sunk a lot of time into that Tony Hawk series. I won't deny it.
Yeah, same. Lots of it. It was good. Benny Hanna. So this is our 100th episode. John and I are here. We are just doing it, just the two of us, and we are going to take a look back at some of our favorite moments throughout all the episodes. There's so many things to choose from, so we just picked a few of our favorites. So if we did not pick a moment that means a lot to you, let us know. We can find that moment for you.
I can definitely, as needed, if some really cool moments come up in the chat and it's something that we want to pull up, I can pull it up on the screen right here. So if you have any favorite moments of game segments or interview segments or live performances, let us know in the chat. We'll both try to keep our eye on it and include any suggestions that look appealing to us.
Mark McGinnis came in the chat real quick and said, full game is playable in 41 minutes, but who's counting?
I know for sure I've got a buddy in Hawaii that's like literally sitting there watching the clock as well. So I know he's not the only one.
Yeah, that's pretty great. So I'm going to have to go bother Mark. I think I'm going to be over there on Sunday for Dead Larry practice. Dead Larry's been rehearsing, which has been really exciting. I think we're just trying to get some extra time in before our drummer moves to back to Iowa for a bit. I think he has grander plans for his life, but don't worry, everyone. Dead Larry will not be stopping at all. If, members living in Hawaii doesn't stop Useful Jenkins, we can handle our drummer living in Iowa.
You're just going to make Schwa drive further for shows.
Just going to make him drive, yeah. It's just like we have, it's like, we have something to do. Yeah, come
Plymouth.
Up here,
Plymouth, although, it's local, Schwa.
We play in Iowa enough that,
yeah.
when we play in Cedar Rapids or when we play in Iowa City or Des Moines, it'll be closer for him, so.
The trade-off will be there for sure.
No biggie, really, in Dead Larry land. Some people were like, oh, no. And I'm like, don't really. It's not a problem.
It's not moving that far away, guys. Calm down.
It's Iowa. Despite our complete, ignorance to all happenings in Iowa up here in Minnesota, it does have things going on. So what is our first clip? Our first clip, we're going right into games, which is what would be our normal section. We normally have a guest that we'd be introducing and playing a game. So we just thought we'd give some of our favorites. Our first one is, yes, we do sometimes combine games here on the Smoke and Joe show. Sometimes we take a multitude of games and combine them into one game.
I'll say I do most of the game planning on the show.
Second season on, especially.
For sure. Just I guess real quickly noting on that. So I kind of took over in the middle of the first season on production, but Joe kept writing the show through the first season, and then I took over on writing and production in season 2, and ever since then Joe just kind of waits for a script and follows along.
I'll reach out to be helpful, like Wednesday night, sometimes Thursday morning, being like, hey, anything?
And in replacement for that, he's really helped out a lot with production on the front end of things too. So
and I just, I have to,
But so a lot of these games, like I'm sitting there on Wednesday night going, I have no idea what we're going to do for a game tomorrow. And so a lot of these things come together at really the last moment. And one of the things that I often do is we'll just take like a couple of old traditional games that we know, like the telephone game or charades, and combine them together. And so that was how I came up with telephone charades, and that was during the third season here. So we've been doing things remotely during the third season, and we had the full band on with Mrs. Pinky and the Great Fox.
Oh yeah,
and so we wanted to do a game that involved the whole band, and so that was where I came up with this. So I think if you've got anything else, Joe, but
no, let's check it out.
This was a little clip from Telephone Charades.
Max.
All right. I think they're doing great. This is great.
What is after doing? It's a lot of movement.
Very involved.
They're actors.
I'm scared.
Oh man, I feel like this is pretty much the same. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, is this the last one?
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Is it one word?
Yep, it's one word and you have to guess.
Swimming.
Yeah. Nailed it. You were all amazing swimmers. Olympic style. All right. We're going to like rearrange and do the next word. Do you want to just like go one person? How do you want to do this, John?
Yeah, does everybody take a step forward?
We move forward.
There we go. Yeah. Ooh.
There we go.
Tate's
All right.
Get the next
And
word.
here comes your word now.
All right.
I don't know where it's.
You see it?
So we tried to keep them secluded away from the crowd while
It's
they were
the
finding their
Vicarious
words so that they could
Vision
go back
screen.
and
It should just pretty much have a
charade it
word
out.
on it.
Okay. Oh, cool. Thanks.
Got it. Cool. Yay.
I know.
All right, here we go. I think they got it. All right, we're good. Striking.
That reminds me how you were throwing in the little puns every now and then. as it was
Man, if
going
there's ever a
along.
chance for puns,
Part of the word? I hope
there's
that's
ever a
not
chance
part
for
of
puns.
it.
This is current
Not
Joe. This
responsible
is
for
Joe
any
of today
damages.
saying, I will always take an opportunity for a pun.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, there we go. I think let's see what the chat's saying. What's everybody think they're doing out there in chat land? What? Did we lose him? Oh no, we're good.
Hi. Can I go? How about now?
Did they get it? Something happened.
Kind of freezing.
There we go.
Is it
Hello?
bowling?
Yeah, it was bowling. Bowling is correct.
Okay.
Okay, my turn.
Fantastic.
So
Bowling.
there we go. That was the telephone charades game, and I'll say it was. Not only was it fun to watch the whole thing unravel and just watch those guys have a good time together, but I'm looking forward to playing that game the next time I'm together with a group, anyways, because I
just want to play it on the
like
show.
a lot of time.
Going back and watching these things, I was like, oh man, the virtual is a bit easier. I can just walk to my desk and be like, hey everyone, how's it going? But I do miss going down to the TV station and like being with the people that were on the show.
For sure. There's advantages both ways.
That's true. Let's see. But this one was at the studio. This next one was I think it was season 2.
Okay,
yeah.
so this one was Fruit Ball.
Fruit Ball.
So
This is the most exhausting game.
That I'm sure that probably was. It looked like it took you guys about 60 seconds to wear out on that one, and I don't blame
like,
you.
oh yeah, sports.
But so essentially, the goal on this one, I was trying to not just have, because we had all of this studio space available while we were over at MTN. And so I was trying to, every now and then, as I was coming up with games, I was trying to make sure that I was also thinking about games that required some sort of like physical activity. And this was another one where, again, like I said, the night before, Crystal and I were kind of sitting around and really had no clue what we were going to do with this. And this was actually one of Crystal's suggestions. She was like, well, what if we take some pantyhose and like put something in the pantyhose and make them like do something to wiggle their hips, and the idea of combining that into a game of soccer quickly evolved, and so what we came up with there was Fruit Ball.
It was tough. It was a tough game. Like it took some real thrusting to get it going. You'll see.
From the watching perspective, this is probably one of the hardest times that I've giggled watching a game unfold.
So it was myself and Tyler Rennie, also known as Renegade. It was him and I 1-on-1 in this Fruit Ball. You'll see.
You can hear Rennie just laughing in the background.
No, wrong way. Go. I'm getting it.
There, I got it.
There was definitely some learned technique going on here.
You didn't say no feet.
You guys were definitely getting better at it as the game progressed.
Yeah, and like we couldn't.
Grab count. Is that
Who just scored?
Yeah, I think that was Rennie's goal.
front of the
Oh,
chair?
Rennie? Yeah, Rennie. I think
Then
Rennie
I
won.
also got
ultimately.
one. We won't count it. All right, we're 1-1. We each have points.
Oh, I had a point. Okay. So, but yeah, and it was like hard to like figure out how to thrust, but not like
What are we playing?
completely like into the other person. Like, that was like
Whatever
How
we're-
do you know? How do you
I'm gonna get.
roll?
So again, the whole
yeah.
premise here, if you ever want to recreate this game at home, is just grab a pair of nylons with 2 legs.
That was a good one.
Grab a pair of nylons with 2 legs and tie them around your waist with something
the
heavy in the
goal
middle.
table.
And
Put an orange in there, or your favorite fruit.
I hope your favorite fruit isn't watermelon.
Right. Or you're really tall.
We're gonna headbutt each other.
You got your ding dongs tangled.
Thank you, Angela.
It's pretty funny.
My wife's back there. Go. Get you. That counts. That counts. Sports.
Let's
What are
watch
we at?
one more
What are we
goal.
I'm watching a delayed version where I see like I did a nice little dance. That was good.
I have 2, and since we were playing to what?
12 played or 5?
5. All right.
At this point, you guys are both like, this is
Number
more
5, whatever.
work than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, working those muscles I had to go.
This game you can play at home and stuff. No!
Thanks,
It's swing when
Pascal.
it should have swung. All right, so
All right. So,
first point.
yes, that was Fruit Ball.
Fruit Ball, everyone. Although, as we often do on the Smokin' Joe show, the way we, kind of program it out and the way we do things, we save the best for last, and this game segment is no different. If I'm correct, this is the Mae Simpson one.
Yeah. So this next one coming up, shortly before this. So this was again in the spirit of trying to come up with a plan. This was something that Ellen DeGeneres had done on her show just a few weeks before this, and it was a huge like everybody was watching it on the internet all over the place. And so we were like, this is a game that would be really easy to adapt to the Smokin' Joe show. So we made our own version of it and called it Face the Taste. And I just sat here and really my goal when I was picking these things was to pick things that were saucy, so that you would have to because we didn't want them to use their hands and they couldn't see what they were tasting. The whole premise was that they had to just get a taste while they were blindfolded and try to figure out what it was. And so I wanted things that were saucy so that they would have to get their face down kind of in it. And then I wanted things with similar textures that might be hard to tell the difference texture-wise. And really, that led to some of the best comedic gold that we've had on this show, just going with that strategy alone.
Yeah, and I mean, if you know anything about May Simpson, their front woman, she is rowdy and loud and fun, and it's great. So she did not hold back on any sort of commentary, which I think that's what made it really funny for me, is just how into it the band got. I think that was, and the fact that I didn't have to play the game.
So yeah, and once in a while we get to use Joe as a contestant in these games. Once in a while we get to use him as a host. This was one of his better opportunities to host things that were going on.
It was a learning process, but I did all right.
We'll pick up on this one kind of in the middle of the game, and we'll just lead to this was, again, probably one of the best moments of the show, in my opinion.
I'd agree.
All right, this is more of a pile of things.
Oh, God.
So it's less Slurpee. I want one, but okay. There's the plate right there. There. See, that was better. I'm getting better at this.
Fake Newtons are one of those things that I thought,
Is that good?
people will be familiar with these, but maybe not remember what it is.
Don't
May Simpson
Not in our budget.
They named this after a scientist.
Einstein. Oh, they're gonna have to help me out, bro. I don't know what you mean.
Wow, this one's gonna be tough.
It can't be a Babe Ruth. That wasn't Einstein.
That was a baseball player.
You definitely know what it is.
It's soft. When you chew into it, it's a nice soft
Caramel.
Are they trying to guess Big Noon right now?
Yes.
I can't really say what it is. I have to describe.
Oh, I'm wearing my cool jacket.
Let me smell it. Smell it. Blow it in my face. Wait.
No.
Cheater!
I actually thought about that, but it's the initial. No, I can't do that either. Dang it.
Okay.
It's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
Pomegranate.
Fruit scientist.
Yeah, fruit scientist.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, man, I'm really bad at science.
It rhymes with fig.
Fig. Fig Newton!
There you go.
We found our way out!
So that's Face the Taste. So you get an idea of how the game is played. So the person that's tasting it is blindfolded, and they can't tell the other blindfolded person what it is. That person just has to guess it.
I have to describe it.
So,
This is
going on the similar texture thing, earlier in this game, we had grapes.
That's not good news.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And now
really
here,
bad news for me.
we're black olives, and
Oh, I know what
unknowns
that
to
is
us,
already.
this was what was about to
Please
happen.
make it in there.
Gentle.
Mother.
It's one of those things that you either
Ah,
really
why
like
did you
or
give
really
that to
don't.
me? Oh,
Here, have your drink.
oh,
I think these are great.
Where's my drink? Can I have my drink?
oh, God.
Awesome.
Oh, God.
Well,
That was,
One minute.
yeah,
Just
that
like
moment
that.
just annihilated.
You did me dirty.
No.
You did me dirty.
No, that's terrible.
I don't think it was
Look,
him.
you put them in martinis.
An olive?
Yeah.
Dude, do not do that to me.
Oh, God.
I can't do it to you. I did it to her.
Well, guess what? I took one for the team, Rose. I love you, man. I
Let a
love
little bit more of this go, but that was really. I'm
Oh,
telling
that's
you,
awful. I'm so sorry.
you.
I was
My mouth
running
tastes
controls from.
I
we
love
had everything
olives.
set up in the
Thing.
kitchen.
I love them.
Yeah, I don't.
things
I
on the
don't.
plate.
And again, it was also one of those things where I knew like people either love them or hate
I
them.
didn't show y'all.
Yeah. apparently, and I'm really glad she hated him.
I was
Mine's
sitting in the
Cheeto.
kitchen running controls,
Neato.
laughing so hard at that moment.
Frito.
The puffier one.
That would be. Oh wait. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm having a brain fart.
I did.
A Cheeto.
It is a Cheeto.
No, but it was puffier than a Cheeto.
It's a Cheeto
Cheesy
puff.
puff.
Well, we got the puff part.
All right, you nailed
I said
it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I ruined it.
It's because you were all worked
It's like
up
a
over the
Cheeto.
olive, man.
I did, dude. The olive.
I got you all messed up.
I'm glad I got that instead of the olive.
I'm really glad that I did too for
Yeah.
you. That's friendship.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry,
That's so
everybody.
funny.
All right, well, this isn't.
I feel
guess
like
it's
Joy
bad.
is saving a girl.
What do you mean as bad?
I mean, it's not bad at all.
Oh God.
Let's watch one more here.
You know, let me show the viewers at home here.
Okay, that's not a good sign.
Frosty.
You have to tell
It's
them
fine.
that you need to show them.
If you didn't like all this, that was probably the worst one. Here, it's in a pile on this plate. Is there?
We couldn't have got more lucky with the
Can
olive.
I hold it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was such a
Not as
good
fun,
sport
but it's
about
fine.
it too. Like
She
she
was.
ate the whole thing.
She's always a good sport about pretty much everything. She's very competitive, though.
Oh, is it?
Oh, hair!
Oh no!
That was your
Oh,
own
I
hair.
hate it. Okay. I used to have when I was a little kid. And there's a tiger on the box.
Frosted Flakes.
Boom,
Yeah.
son!
Yeah.
Good job!
We're round in the
Yeah.
That was better than another.
You-
I'm gonna save
yeah,
these
wait,
two
wait.
for the end because they're the worst.
Well, I say we've definitely had some really fun moments playing games, and it's really nice just to give. I think a lot of times guests come on the show, and it's funny. I always talk about how it's funny because we bring people on the show who are professional live performers who sit in front of large crowds all the time. But it's funny. And I mean, going all the way back from your apartment to my place, especially in the TV studio, people get so intimidated when a camera gets in front of them, and you just never know how people are going to react to it.
They're like, the internet's forever. I'm like, but I mean, aren't you on the internet like other times? Like,
You
I don't
know,
know.
100 people have a phone up in the crowd when you're doing that. The internet's still forever there too. So.
it's true. Yeah, the Snapchatting thousands, the TikToking millions. Let's see. Oh, so we're gonna listen to a short song, quick, and it's along with a custom-made graphic. It is a song that was commissioned by Lindsay about her two dogs, Jax and oh man, I just totally forgot what the other dog's name is. It's totally Jackson. This is terrible. I'm gonna remember. Lindsay's like watching this and yelling at the screen right now.
Hold on.
Dude, I totally know what it is.
Bruce.
Brucey. Yeah, Brucey, my boy. Yep. Okay, that's what I say in the song. And I've been writing these pet songs for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. I've been writing these pet songs on commission, so people give me $50 or more depending on what they want. And I write them an original Joe song, complete instrumentation on my electronic. I use my guitars, but I also use electronic instruments as well to make you a 60-second song. Lindsay wanted an extra long song for both of her dogs. And so I had a chance to make a whole verse chorus situation. So this is a song about the bromance between the two boys, Bruce and Jax, the dogs. I guess, let's see, a little bit more backstory is Bruce was around first with Lindsay, and then Jack's owner passed away, and then Jax was adopted by Lindsay, and they had a tough time getting to know each other. But it turns out that Bruce, is protective, but also in a way where he just kind of licks and snarls and holds Jax down to make sure that he's all right. They have a wonderful relationship, but here it is in my weird styling, Two Tangled Souls.
A tangled Mercy Queen, nothing's better than helping a friend in need. Little Jax has so much love to give, just give it time, you'll see. So what if he's new on the scene? Don't mean that he's not family. We all know a rough outside could be a diamond underneath. A tangle web we weave if you believe in love between two souls. They meet and then you'll see that we are made to love again and again and again and again. Now yes indeed I can see what you mean. A little love shown by licking snarling can take a once very sad boy and put him back on his feet. I cannot believe what life would be if you had not been brought to me. So come on over here, a puppy, a puppy. Let me love you, baby. Let me love you, baby. Let me love you, love you, love you. Let me love you, baby. Let me love you, baby. Let me love you, love you, love you.
Yeah. So that's just an example of what I did in a
right.
day. It took
So,
about a day to do
I
that.
gotta ask you some questions here, Joe.
About that?
Yeah. So,
What's up?
Introducing the
you're-
next generation of light
You're
form
always
products.
coming up with ideas. That's one of the main foundations of your and my relationship is sharing ideas with each other.
Yeah.
And I know that you have a lot of good ideas. You have a lot of ideas of like who knows. You have a lot of ideas that turn it. That's the wonderful thing about our candidness with each other.
Just try and always think about stuff.
Did you have any idea that the Pet songs were going to be this much of a hit at this level?
No, I had no idea. And I feel like I've barely even scratched the surface of what I'm going to be doing, writing songs for people. I feel like, I've already got commissioned a Christmas song to write an original Christmas song. I got commissioned to do an extra special kind of a secret song. I can't really say, but it's really important to this fella coming up. Just like people ask me to do all sorts of stuff that's beyond pets. But yeah, I mean, it was really funny. It's just it seems like the fastest the ideas that take off the fastest are always the ones I think about the least. And I have to give a lot of credit to Jess Seahorses for just hearing a pet song I wrote about my cat when I was 11. The first song I ever wrote, just like my cat, she's not fat, lives in my house. It's like really, standard song, and she loved it, and she asked if I could write a song about her cats, and I was like, well, sure. Let's talk about young Mike. Where did you grow up? What was it like?
No, I bumped it.
Okay, nice. But and I was like, yeah, sure. I just was like, just give me some money, and then I'll just write a minute-long song about your cat. And she liked the idea so much to me. Before she even heard it, she was like, you should just ask other people if they want that. And I was like, okay. So no one had even heard my pet songs at all. And I was just like, who wants a song about their pet? $50. And I, got my first 5 orders. And I was like, well, damn.
And so now
here.
And so now at this point, if
Around 12.
I'm correct, you're branching out beyond just pet songs.
Beyond
correct?
pets. Yes, I'm beyond pets.
So what do people need? They need to have obviously an idea of what they want you to sing about it. Are they suggesting the format on all of these songs?
Only thing that I ask for,
picking the format, or
the only thing I ask for, and the only thing I really need is a description of whatever it is you want the song to be about. It can be as short or as long as you want. You know what I mean? But I need something to go off of, to just get the idea of what the song is going to be like, because I just take the words of the person and I just turn them into what I need them to be, to make the song. It's probably one of the things I'm best at, so I'm starting to just use that for fun and to help people that want songs about things. I don't know. I didn't know there was a market for people that wanted songs about things, and then they just kind of give me a genre to lean toward. Obviously, I have my strong suits and my not strong suits, and the more complex the less likely I'll be able to make it. You know, if somebody wanted like a intricate freeform jazz standard, I'd be like, well, maybe I'm not your guy. But it's, you know, pop songs, rock songs, you know, reggae, you know, things.
You've been
things
playing
where the lyrics are important.
You've
I did
been
some hip-hop.
playing some genres that I didn't. Yeah, the hip hop one caught me off guard for sure.
Me
You've
too,
been playing
man.
some
I just
genres that
literally-
are definitely
I tried
outside
to
of
be
your
really
wheelhouse.
tried to be super respectful of doing that, you know, hip hop version of a Pet song. You know, I tried to make sure it was very, very genuinely me. I had to go really fast, so that's just what I did. And it was fun. And I knew that the commission, the guy, Mark who commissioned the song, I knew he loved the, you know, like the electronic genre. So I was like, well, I can just combine these things, you know. And then the Irish one was really fun because I got to write this like flute part on my MIDI, but what's really cool is I can slow it down, so I can slow it down and then like make sure it's absolutely perfect, and then like adjust it electronically, and then it's like there's this flute part that I absolutely could never play on a flute. I could probably barely play it on guitar. So I'm like creating music that I'm composing essentially music that I can't even really play.
I've noticed from my end that you're definitely expanding your range.
It's fun, and I found that if you wear a thin mask like this, and you go like this, you can whistle into a microphone, and the air won't hit it. That's how I got that whistle in the last song. Like, see? So take that into your studios, people, because I don't have like fancy pop stopper.
So,
yeah, so that's that. That's Pet Song. That's Pet Song stuff. And I have one for Opie coming up. He's my next one. And then I got a couple for Mike and Kimberly as well.
So how long is your waiting list?
I have 5 that are yet to come out. And then I'm going
right.
to take a little break. That'll be a dozen. I'm going to take a little break, and I'm going to come up with like a little marketing thing just about songwriting in general, highlighting pets, but also saying whatever, and then coming up with like a better formula for what to charge, and just kind of see what happens, because there's nothing wrong with having odd jobs.
Not at all.
Just like, you want a song about your pet? But where are we in the history?
So, yeah, so interviews is always our first segment following the game segment. And it's really, I think, one of my favorite parts is getting to learn about where people have come from and how they got into the scene. And I think that it's something that, like, no matter who our guest is, because and even when they're not musicians, they're all people that like to have something to do with the music scene. So no matter who our guest is, everybody has that one moment where you can remember where, like, everything after that moment, you just loved music a little more.
Yep.
And
like, that was when you decided like music was your thing.
So
that happens to everyone.
Yeah, and so we always start off the interview segment just really kind of diving into the background of people, and then this interview in particular was one of our best interviews ever, honestly.
Yeah, it was extra long and extra good. Like, it was.
We went
quality.
like 40 minutes over, and I think that all 3 of us were willing to keep going, but it was just like, yeah, we should probably just
I watched the hour go by a while ago, and I was just like I didn't want to mention it.
So we're kind of picking up right from the beginning on this one, and I want to take a couple minutes into this and kind of finish up with a little bit about the instrument. Let's just leave it at that. So here's that one guy and some background on his history.
Oh, let's talk about young Mike. Where did you grow up? What was it like there? And then my favorite question is who or what happened to get you into music first? Was there a moment or like an instructor or a parent? And go.
Let's see. My dad was a jazz bass player, an upright bass jazz guy.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I was a super lucky little kid because I grew up with an upright bass in the house, which is not a common thing. Most people maybe have a piano or a guitar or nothing, And I got really into jazz.
Right.
I know it sounds crazy to be a little kid into jazz, but I I was super into, bebop and big band. My dad loves big band, and I learned. I learned a super valuable lesson early on, which is everybody needs a bass player. And he explained that to me because he was playing professionally before he even knew how to play, because everybody needed a bass player and they were hiring him, and he had a bass. And I was kind of in the same boat.
Right.
Like even in junior high, I was playing in like 4 different bands before I could find the notes on the E string, and it was so cool to be in that situation where everybody's better than you, and teaching older than you and better than you, and teaching you. And now it's quite the opposite. Everybody's younger than me and better than me. But keep going.
I don't know about that, dude. I mean,
thanks, man.
I've seen a lot of people play music, and you're pretty fucking good. Not gonna lie.
It's my thing.
It's my thing, I dabble. So you started playing bass. Dad played bass. I played bass second. I played drums first, then I played bass. But that rhythm section is kind of what I'm all about. And then so how do you go from that, playing bass, listening to jazz as a kid, to completely inventing your own instrument? Like, was the magic pipe an idea for a long time? Was it out of necessity? How and what and where? Like, what was the process between?
It's all 3 of those things. There was a long period of me playing professionally as a bass, kind of a sideman for hire bass player guy, and I was in the San Francisco Bay Area, which had a super vibrant jazz, new jazz, art rock, new art rock, post dad rock scene. I was part of all of it. And again, I was playing 10 gigs a week because everybody needed a bass player, and there was probably like 3 of us that were all sharing gigs together. And I had my main band, and I had all these kind of side projects, and I was doing lots of studio work, all kinds of real fun things that were just completely educate me on the world of music and bass and everything. And my one-man band was this weird thing I had kind of dreamed up. And as you could guess, being a bass player drummer, if you want to start a one-man band, that's a tough one. Like, what do? It's hard to accompany yourself as a solo artist on the bass or the drums. Although, that's what I'm doing. But I had to kind of figure it out.
Right.
And the magic pipe was the answer for me. It was like, let's invent an instrument that's still a bass, still a percussion thing, but can be melodic and can allow me to be a one-man band. As simple as that. And the idea sat in my head for a good 3 years before I set aside a full year to try to build it, because I have no background in building anything. I didn't even have any tools at the time. So it took me a couple months of going to the Home Depot every day and just walking up and down the aisles and just looking at stuff. I'd be like, that could be a bridge. Oh, that could be a tuning headstock mechanism.
Yep.
Thing.
And I needed to move around in a fun way. So you need like gaskets and gears and
everything. And all that was an accident too. I just started piecing it together.
That's cool.
It was moving around and
to me it's always been kind of akin to it's not, but it has the same sort of like over the head, like all encompassing vibe of that old school, like one man band where he'd walk and it would hit the drum and, he'd like move his arm like this and it would clap, and like he'd play guitar and like the one man band with the stuff on him. You know what I mean? You kind of like cover yourself in it. So it's kind
absolutely
of like
no, that's
futuristic.
That's it. That was what I was going for. A futuristic Dick Van Dyke from Mary Poppins.
Yeah,
that was my vat. That was
you're
totally
in my head.
the vibe. And actually, the bass, the instrument itself, having initially one string on it, it was kind of inspired by the old gut buckets. The old gut bucket or diddly bow. Sort of
diddly bow.
You ever heard of diddly bow?
I've never heard the word.
I learned about the diddly bow.
Oh man, so it's an old school weird blues technique / instrument where you take a single string and you nail it to the side of your house and you put the other I swear to God, and you put the other side of it on your porch, and then you take a big old bottle or something that can be a slide, if you will, and you wail away with a stick or something on this thing, and it's like a giant one string house resonating.
Holy
yeah,
cow.
some guy I remember touring and somebody told me about it, some guitar player from the South, and he's like, that's like a diddly bow, and I'm like, and he explained it to me. I'm like, there's no way that's real. And looked it up, and sure enough, and yeah, Bo Diddley, I think got his name from the Diddley bow. Yeah, I think I don't know exactly how that came around, but there's a very rich tradition in the blues, the old blues world of one string. Waka 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 waka.
Well, when you're playing on the porch,
Yeah, if you're gonna play, if the porch is your gig, if the porch
like,
is
what should I play? How about the house?
Pretty much.
So yeah, that was what I was really looking for, and that was I wanted to get into that diddly bow part. What a
diddly bow! Wow.
Like, and that was the beginning of the interview, and it just didn't it was that good the entire time. That was
true. The man has a lot of knowledge and humor, a lot of puns. He says a
doing
lot of things.
How many things did he pull out of his beard?
I don't know.
During that interview, at least 7, I think.
Some cards.
Like an orange. Was there a rubber ducky in there at some
point?
I
thought in my head, I think there was a duck.
But
sometimes I get it confused with the other duck. He has a few ducks in his life.
Yeah, I tell you what. I mean, and that's, if I'm going to recommend one episode to go watch, it's definitely one of the top ones on my list. That was really good.
Mark just sent me a Snapchat, and I bet it's him playing Tony Hawk right now. Just want everyone to know. I'm just going to watch it. Oh, it's counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah, Mark's playing Tony Hawk right now, everybody, just so you know. Mark McGinnis. You heard it here first. So, yeah, so we had other great interviews. This next one is when I was on the road, this beautiful little chunk of history in my life, which, I don't know if I'm going to be able to ever repeat it, but I was on the road as a tour manager with Kind Country, and they were on the road with Vince Herman. And Vince Herman, if some of you don't know, is the lead singer and the guitar player of Leftover Salmon. So Vince Herman was on a solo run with Kind Country, sort of as his backing band for part of the set, but also, just like in coordination with their tours together. And I was in charge of this motley crew of bluegrass people, and this was insane. We had sets that would go until 4 a.m, and the next day we had to leave at 8 a.m. because there was a time change because we're going into Indiana and coming from Illinois, and it was like in Missouri. And this was at the beginning of the run, and this was in Columbia, Missouri, I believe, at a really great venue, the Rose Ballroom, I believe. And I had a chance to hang out backstage with Max and Vince and everybody and chat with him a little bit. Vince is a character, Vince Herman. He has a Cameo account if you want him to like say stuff to you or to anyone. Vince is an amazing. I forgot
he does.
Vince is an amazing human being, and what you see is what you get with that man. He's been perfecting the bluegrass party for 50 years, and it was an honor to meet him, get to know his music that way. I didn't know who he was before this tour, so it was really fun to get to know Vince like this. So here's a fun little clip of me and Vince.
Guitar. Guitar. Brain.
Nice. Well, Vince, you want to say hi to my 19 adoring fans?
Smokin' Joe Show.
The Smokin' Joe Show, and we're on the road with Vit.
Howdy, yo.
Hey.
Hey, yo. What do you say, yo?
So we've been having a grand old time.
That's right. We're talking about slow up.
So, are you guys gonna run anything? Do you want before the show like you did yesterday, or no?
I'm like kind of working at the same time.
Moonshine at full tilt. It's party day. We're gonna taste of it. We're celebrating a lot of things. Also, one of which getting your guitar fixed today. Which it sounds all right. Is it sounding all right?
Yes, absolutely, man.
Yeah, Vince is awesome.
Good stuff.
We've been getting along real well right away, so that's always nice.
Yeah. Cut from the same sheet.
Cut from the same
sheet. My friend Emily from Dubuque says you're a delight, Vince.
Emily is delightful herself. Hi, Emily.
Vince says hi, Emily.
Shortest amounts of sleep I've ever gotten was with Vince Herman in the hotel room. We were there for an hour and 45 minutes. In and out.
That sounds like money well.
What's the drummer doing with the tiny guitar?
I was like, Vince, we got an hour and 45 minutes. And he's
That's
like,
awesome.
Nice, get a little nap.
Dude, John Hanson is quickly becoming a much better guitar player than me.
Dude, John Hanson has gotten
well, he
so
said
good
he's been playing for a
guitars.
long time, but he just recently started like really like All right, I'm gonna learn how to solo. I'm gonna learn all my scales. I'm gonna learn all this stuff. Yeah, he's getting real good.
That slow wheel hoss, remember that?
I rocked a mustache for a lot of season 2.
I will say that Max Graham always has some of the most active green rooms that I've ever been in. Most of the time,
he likes to get people going, you know.
Well, I mean, because I don't think people realize how often like the green room is really the most boring room in the house, but not when Max is around.
That's true.
Joe fuck Sheehan.
Oh, what's up? I was like, what's up?
Oh, we're live.
Joe Sheehan.
You're showing me something.
Oh no!
Recently
This is us
married
right now.
Joe Sheehan, who has been.
Sheehan and I have also been getting
Bought a
along great
house?
this weekend, or not even weekend. It's Thursday. It's all weekend. Wednesday to Sunday weekend.
I remember like that when that was a thing in my life. I'd like start touring on a Wednesday and get done on Sunday. I'd have 2 days off.
In the before times.
The before times, yes.
Just gotta carry the damn thing. Make sure it doesn't break.
Crazy about Max is
that
he
works,
never
whatever.
looks young when you're hanging out with him. Then I see videos of him like 2 years ago, and I'm like, he was so young. Max was so young. Just a little baby face guy. I think he's always gonna be that way. You know, some people's faces just always look young in videos. I swear.
Yeah, he's definitely always got that baby face look.
Yeah, it's just like, damn, dude. But so that was Kind Country Tour. One of my definitely favorite parts of the end of my 20s, early 30s. I don't know how old I am or what I was doing, but good turn of the decade activity for me. Learned a lot. Let's see. Oh yeah, and this is the last interview bit. But holy cow, did we not expect this guy to show up?
Sometimes as much planning as you do, and this was really early on. Keep in mind, like, we were still figuring. Okay, let it be said. Okay, this was season 1, episode 17.
Yeah.
This was our first. We were doing the. I think this was during the Musica de la Hueva, whatever it was thing. So it was our first. You and I felt like we had just gotten the show kind of comfortable enough in the format where, like, we could bring it out on the road and do it in a venue. And we quickly learned how much harder it was to pick it all up and take it somewhere, especially and I think that's really been the biggest thing that we've learned over the years is your live stream is always only as good as the internet connection that's available to you. But yeah, as much preparing as you could try to do in the world, sometimes you never know what to expect. And holy cow, was this a classic example of that?
Let's check it out. Matthew Silver.
Is there anything that every time you go out, you're pushing for consciousness? You're raising awareness of
pushing,
what is your
that's
can you put in
I like that.
into words your message why you do what you do for for the viewers here at home?
Well, for transcendence, I
didn't really.
Everything
know that
we
he had,
do in life, we not.
Like
if we're doing it for the money, if we're doing it for,
I didn't know he had
the
normal
career,
conversations for this either.
If we're all
I had
doing
no idea
it
what to
for
expect.
those things, we're never going to be happy. Things that we're doing is
I was going to ask him questions, and
for
he's just going to make fart noises. This
a
is gonna be
spiritual
different.
transcendence.
Yeah.
Actually, nothing will really make you happy except learning to be here in the moment and learning to like love yourself, and that's where the transcendence is. It's so. My work is to help bring it into the moment. Give people a moment. Give people
Right. Shake them out of their normal routine to be here now.
Right. Yes.
I get that. You know,
get it.
I feel like
I don't even have to explain myself.
No, I mean, and I love it when you do, I guess.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah.
the way you put
Let's-
things, you know,
let's
and
also
just
keep
the
in mind this
simplicity
was right on
of,
the tail end of Shangri-La,
using
which he had showed
would you
up
call
to
it
for the
comedy?
weekend, so
Like,
I'm sure
I don't
he was
know.
having
Is it funny to
quite
you?
a transcendental
I don't want
weekend
to.
I wouldn't necessarily
make claims that I'm funny because to some people I'm not funny.
I suppose.
I like to refer to myself as a performance artist. That way, I'm not making any claims.
Right.
I don't want to claim I'm a spiritual guru, spiritual advisor. I don't want to claim I know anything.
Right.
Because the truth is, we're always guessing. We have no idea.
No, yeah, I think
We have
that's
no
one.
idea, and we should be excited about that because we've established this is the way it is, this is the way it is, but then lo and behold, someone takes the floor from under us, and we're fucked. We're falling.
Exactly. Everything you thought you knew changed. It's not that way. Or the way you perceive it has changed, and you totally don't. I find comfort in the fact that I don't know anything. You know, I like that.
Right.
It leaves the world open.
Yes.
To learning.
Yes. You know Ken Kesey, right?
No.
But he's a big inspiration to me. And he says the life is about the mysteries. He's the writer of One Flew at a Cuckoo's Nest. And
Okay.
He led the Merry Pranksters, maybe.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I know of that historically. I suppose.
But yeah, like what you said, I'm just referring to him because.
Yeah.
Yep.
You killed it, Joe.
Well, I don't want to necessarily take away from you having fun at this show. Do you think you're going to get out on the street in Minneapolis? Or are you heading back to Jersey?
All right. So yeah, I mean, you always got to watch a show, even when you think you know who's going to be on.
Right.
'Cause
You have no idea. Yeah,
you
Matthew
never know what
Silver,
to
you know, and
expect.
if you do Google Matthew Silver, you'll see him in New York, performance artist, performance fartist. A lot of really interesting content. Just trying to shake the world up. I don't know what he's been up to in 2020, to be honest with you. But
Probably staying at home.
Probably staying home. If he's in New York, especially. So let's just move right along to our awesome performances. You know, these are some performances. The first one, I like to think that we caught this performance just before everybody knew who Druzy Rose was. You know, I feel like we got Druzy Rose from Jump Street. You know, having Joe Barron as an in the Space Monkey family as the same family of bands with Druzy Rose, and then later on the Immaculate Beings. But their song Basements and the recording of it's amazing. They did a performance of it at Hotel Minnesota that's also amazing. So it's been great.
And it should be noted too that, like, you know, we started off in your apartment, and so everything was always singer-songwriter acoustic type of performance, which was great. I mean, certainly the intimate performances are always a key focal point for me. But it was really cool when we got into MTN, to be able to all of a sudden start having like full bands. And I think this was one where you and I were like right away from the get-go, we're both like, this was a band that we were looking forward to really sharing with people. So,
you know, and yeah, I love this band so much.
All right, so here we go with Drew Zeros.
All right, cool. The first song we're going to do, it's called Basements. It's going to be on our EP that's coming out here on November 22nd. So if you like it, tune in to that. And yeah. Ghosty start this one off. Yeah, hit it. Okay, let's go. I love the smell of clean carpet. Let me bury my face, my hands in yours. Temptation comes without an invitation, but tonight we let it in the door. The electricity, in a comic remark, maybe there's one sip. Maybe one sip. Ooh, now that I sit into my basement, whoa, these nights they never end. You've been la call me cruel, call me crass. On a hot summer night in my backyard with our bare feet wet in the new grass. I love the taste of water in the sink as I'm washing out the smoke or just taking a drink. Don't think these are the best times we'll ever have. Whoa, the best times we'll ever have. You're in La La Land. Ooh, down that stairs into my basement. Welcome to La La Land. No matter the change, it's all the same. Purple haze, short days and nights that never end. Whoa, these nights they never end. You're in La La Land. Just wanted to throw the kind of party that all the kids will want to make out at. In my back room, weed and perfume, folding chairs and balloons, our skin and hair. Whoa, our skin and hair. You're in La 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 Land. 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 You're in La 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 La. Down the downstairs into my basement. Welcome to La La Land. No matter the change, it's all the same. Purple haze, short days and nights that never end. Whoa, these nights they never end. You're in La La Land. Just wanted to throw the kind of party that all the kids want to make out at. In my back room, weed and perfume, folding chairs and balloons, our skin and hair. Whoa, our skin and hair. You're in La 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 La.
Nice. Juicy Rose. Amazing group of individuals. And this next performance was featuring some of those same people. The bass player and saxophone player are also in Space Monkey Mafia, if you do not know. But if you're watching this show, you probably do. This was a performance that we did in the van Well, I was on the road with them, and we are in New Mexico on our way to Taos, I believe. That was what we were doing, and I did a whole episode just in the van, which I thought was really cool. And this performance was, unrecreatable. We stopped at a gas station and used the gas station light and jammed in the van, and it was pretty incredible. I miss the road so much. That's what this video made me think of.
Rich band across from us in the parking lot. By law of the road, we have to fight them every night.
Oh, there's another band.
Wish us well.
Skylar Lutz, Long Lefts, Black Plague, Brew. Oh, they're brewing. Wait. All right.
All right, yo, it's the song that we're releasing as a single in a couple weeks here. Oligarchy. We don't live in a democracy. We're living in an oligarchy. Buying for the 1%. It's not us that they represent, no. What has happened to this fucking country? I thought that we lived in a democracy. This last election has shown very clearly the government's controlled by a rich elite. Over time we legalize white politicians with the citizens united Supreme Court decision. Super PAC spending unlimited sums. Donors keep them so-called public servants under the thumbs. That's right. Fuck Jeff Bezos, fuck the Coke Bros, fuck the Walton family, fuck the CEOs. Spend billions on our elections. Say, and what he doesn't affect them. We know you're paying money for those politicians. We know it's gonna affect your policy decisions. It works well if you're really rich, but the rest of us get no representation. We don't live in a democracy. We're living in an oligarchy. Whoa. Playing for the 1%. Whoa. It's not us that they represent. Whoa. We don't live in a democracy. Whoa. We're living in an oligarchy. Whoa. Playing for the 1%. Whoa. It's not us that they represent. No. It's a hard truth. It's a sad fact. The only thing it means is we gotta fight back. We need a massive uprising. We get fucked over if we do nothing. It's gonna take everyone to get involved. Stand up for something and fight for the cause. We're gonna run for office. We're gonna change the laws. We're gonna fight till the oligarchy falls. We don't live in a democracy. Whoa. We're living in an oligarchy. Whoa. Fighting for the 1%. Whoa. It's not us that they represent. Whoa. We don't live in a democracy. Whoa. We're living in an oligarchy. Whoa. Fighting for the 1%. Whoa. It's not us that they represent. No. 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 Rando solo.
Or a breakup solo. Bury you solo.
You got a bunch of fists in the air for a bunch of people.
Follow the money, follow the money.
Then you really see who's running this country.
Follow the money, follow the money.
Then you really see who's running our country.
Follow the money, follow the money.
Then you really see who's running this country.
Follow the money, follow the money.
Then you really see who's running our country. We don't live in a democracy.
Whoa.
We're living in an oligarchy.
Whoa.
Fighting for the 1%. Whoa. It's not us that they represent. Whoa.
We don't live in a democracy.
Whoa.
We're living in an oligarchy. Whoa.
Fighting for the 1%.
Whoa.
It's not us that they represent. No.
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 No. No.
Fight till the oligarchy falls. 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 All right, everybody.
Oh shit.
Say hi and bye to these lovely boys.
Hi, family.
They're good boys. They'll be back in Minneapolis. Come and see them in St. Paul Turf Club, Skalloween, a week from tomorrow.
Holy cow. We drove from Taos. A week from tomorrow, we're in New Mexico. Holy cow. What a life we live.
Is it too early to just say, like, keep your eye on Space Monkey Mafia around Halloween time again?
No, yeah, I mean, you know, just a pandemic's not going to stop us from having a nice Space Monkey Mafia Skalloween style event.
Just keep your eyes open.
I think we can say that there's something brewing. Something brewing for Halloween. But
and then I think this one is probably the one that everybody's been waiting for.
Yeah, so Katrina definitely was heard us mention, like, if you want us to play a clip, they're like, this one. It's like, yep, that's the one. So this was what, episode 6?
This was season 1, episode 6.
Yeah, so this was the 6th episode, and I wanted to start off with some star power. So I went after some of the best, you know, singers and one-man bands I know. Reed Grimm was one, but Heatbox was my first big break on the Smokin' Joe show. I had been on his show, Soul Players.
You were doing that fairly often at that time.
Yeah, I hosted it, and then I hosted it in the first season, and then I played it regularly all through the 3rd season. And obviously, Heatbox has now transitioned into his $2 a month or $2 songs, $2 a week song club, which is amazing. If you guys haven't checked out Heatbox, this is what he's doing in the pandemic: $2 a week on his Patreon, and or maybe it's $2 a month. I don't know. I think it was $2. Yeah, $2 a month song club, and I think he just puts out a song every month. And you get to kind of choose between some choices and help him write it. You know, it's kind of akin to the pet song idea, but it's just, you know, it's songwriters doing what we can to spread some love and new music during a pandemic. But this is one of the first times Heatbox and I ever really hung out one-on-one, to be honest with you. You know, and we have done it a lot more times since, but this was like, you know, slowly becoming best friends.
Think of a song. I think of a song I haven't played on the show yet. It is also kind of like boppy. You know, because you got like beats. I don't want to make you make a bluegrass beatbox.
Why not?
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Right with a train beat.
Start playing it. See what happens.
Yeah, let's see. All right. I started playing a real song, but then we just made it not a real song. Like I started playing Where I Belong. And then I never actually got to the song. We started making up words instead. Pretty funny.
Well, you want to have your own talk show. Well, you want to get some guests on your talk show. Gonna have a good time on the talk show. Everybody's gonna love me on a talk show. When you get a talk show, you jam out with some peeps. And when you get that talk show, you invite over some creeps.
Just gets progressively weirder for me.
Like Heatbox is coming over here. I'm gonna try to hide, but I can't. I'm afraid of him because he's so tall and his chin is so big. You could probably probably eat my head in one whole bite. Just go, ow. Hopefully, Heatbox isn't hungry.
I'll kill you in your sleep.
In your sleep, baby.
I'll chop you into tiny bits, and then I'm gonna eat all of your parts.
All your parts.
All those parts.
Many, many body parts.
I think I'll start with your heart.
Your heart.
Break it down.
There's a heart. Here it comes. Fucking heart.
Eat your heart out, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat your heart and gain all your knowledge. Eat your brain and gain all your knowledge. Eat your heart and gain all your knowledge. Eat your brain and gain all your knowledge. Eat your heart and gain all your strength. All your knowledge and strength. Eat your brain and gain all your knowledge. All your knowledge and Gonna strength. Eat your eyes to see what you see. What have you done? Gonna see your eyes looking back at me, and I'm gonna eat you, don't you see? Ooh.
A lot of cannibalism. Little cannibalism on a Thursday.
Brains.
You're looking pretty tasty. Brains.
What do we want? Brains. When do we want them? Brains.
Yeah. You're looking pretty tasty. Bring those parts over here.
Bring your parts towards my parts.
Then we'll smash those parts together. And we'll make a stew.
I'm Heatbox.
That's pretty good.
He left. Found a button though. 1, 2, 3. Heatbox. 2, 4, 8. Joe. Joe. Oh yeah. Well, we're kind of reaching the end of the hour here.
I mean, we already beat a beating heart in between us while singing about it.
I think that was good. That was a good live performance. Would you guys? I think. They told us to never stop, but that never works.
Yeah. Bless your sweethearts.
8 more songs. No, we're gonna, try and keep this about an hour long. Otherwise, I just like to be consistent. Nice. So that was the beginning of the show. That really got me, and I mean that whole experience with Heatbox really solidified me doing another episode. I feel like every episode that I did for the first season was like, all right, if I don't want to stop, but if this sucks, I might stop.
I'm
now we're at
pretty
100.
Sure that's the first night that Crystal and I came over to watch it live. That you and I were talking about me starting to take over. That was 94 episodes ago.
Yeah, so somewhere along the way we're like, okay, this is a thing, but there was a good chunk in the beginning where I was like, well, this is a lot of work, but it's nice. It's nice to connect with people. I have a lot of people that maybe they don't watch it live, but they're gonna watch it Friday morning, or some people watch it over the weekend. There are people that watch it. I have been recognized as Smokin' Joe from the show, and not from my music, which I thought was really funny.
That's super cool.
Walking down the street in Uptown, and it was just like, hey, yeah, just dip it up. Like, hey, Smokin' Joe. I'm like, yeah, Harmony Park, or seeing some shows. They're like, no, I just saw your talk thing. Like, that's all you seen. They're like, yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh, cool. What'd you think? Interesting. Which is like once the world, I can see more of the world and talk to them. I'm excited to see who knows me only from live stream cover challenge. I'm excited to see.
There's definitely going to be a few of those.
Hopefully in another town I've never been in. Just like, Joe from Live Stream Cover Challenge. Thanks for helping my March, April, May, dude. No problem. It's fun. I still do stuff in there. We still do stuff in there, but I have a feeling that things are going to get kicking again this winter. Well, that's all I got.
All I got to say is it's not like I didn't know we could do it, but
100 episodes is a lot for anyone.
I was never looking that far ahead for sure. I mean, I kind of thought season 1, once we did Galactic Get Down, we just stopped doing it, and you were like, let's keep going, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yep. And we took. I think for the first 2 years we took from Galactic Get Down was our last one, and then we started up again at Shangri-La. I think that was we had a month and a half-ish break,
for those. Or like, I guess the second one was like only like 4 weeks, but
yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't very long. We stayed pretty busy. I mean,
that's something I've learned by watching old videos of myself. Is like, I mean, even though I might feel a little unproductive now, kind of like a lot of people, you know, and just in the world because it's harder to be productive. I've done a lot of things. Like looking back, like I was on the road with this guy, and it's fun. It's fun to see. It's fun to see mustache, no mustache. Apparently, I'm not a mustache guy right now. I don't know when I decide to change. Just who knows?
It's certainly interesting to, like, sometimes when I'm looking for game ideas too, and I'll go back and look at old episodes. It's certainly interesting to just look back at all the people and places and things. We went from your apartment to my place to MTN to the internet
to Scotland to Australia.
Yeah, I mean, we've had. I never thought we'd have people from all over the world on your show. We've really
thanks,
done a lot of
Internet.
things
We
with this.
appreciate you. You know, it's a weird thing, but we're happy to do it, and we appreciate everyone indulging us on our kind of, you know, journey and just talking about the times before. Sometimes it's nice to take a whole episode just to be like, you know what, like this is a cool thing that we've been doing, and we gotta just take a sec to appreciate all the hard work and all the stuff that's gone into making the show go. And it's not just John and I, it's our wives, it's our business partners, it's our friends, it's our community of musicians, and that was local, regional, and is now international. It's just pretty crazy.
And not to be cliche, but I mean, if we didn't have viewers every week, we wouldn't keep doing it. Y'all keep watching, so we're gonna keep pumping out episodes. I mean, whether it's 7 people or 37 people, or I mean, and we've had 40,
whether
50,
we get 200
60,
views
70.
or 2,000, you know, it doesn't matter to us. We just know that you're out there, and we want to just say thanks. And you know, this is a good documentation of my life. You know, I think that's one of the big reasons I like doing it, is because I can look back on things, but also the lives of the people around me, and I think it's really fun. You know, so thanks for indulging John and I during our me session today, where we don't have a guest. Our guest is us. We're awesome, and that's our guest.
It's good to look back.
The creators of the show. Yeah, and moving forward, you know, there's nothing to stop us from getting larger guests and you know, maybe starting to, you know, do things we never thought of before. So
we're always open to suggestions. Let us know who you want to see on the show, or let people who you want to see on the show, let them know that you want to see them on our show.
You know, and I can guarantee you that if you send us an entertaining enough 60 seconds, we will put it on the show. You
For
just
sure.
send us something.
For
Like,
sure.
I mean, like,
I'm
that
always
doesn't
looking
happen
for ideas.
Yeah, just send us stuff. Send me a video. Send me something funny, and we'll nothing gross. Just send me something funny, and we'll put it on the show. You know, we're always down to collaborate. So I'm not sure who we have next week. We will get that figured out. But we have lots of stuff. I mean, this weekend there's the B&E showcase on Saturday, right? Or
Yes.
Friday.
Yes. First Saturday, second Friday of every month, and then Space Monkey Mafia will be the fourth Saturday.
Yep, at the end of this month. And then September 25th, we got Iron Star on Parallax as well. Or no, that's the Iron Star show, but I think we're going to air it on the 27th. Probably.
Yes, the internet. I couldn't even hold a good internet signal to just do a cell phone live stream. And I know there were some other people doing some things there that were having the same problem. So it's the best option for us down there is just to record the show and play it back Sunday.
Yep.
I want to be able to provide the best quality experience we can to everybody.
Yep, and that's the thing with Parallax. We want all the videos. We want people to really be able to go back in time, and even if it wasn't like live, the quality of all of our videos is very important. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Sounds like Joe's got a good time to attend to.
They're laughing at me.
All right.
What else is new?
You want to sing us out?
Oh yeah, like me personally, or I'll just say, me from the past. I'll play us out.
Because I'm with you through thick and thin, whatever trouble you are in, I don't care whatever you do. Just know that I love you. Oh, whoa. Oh, I love you. You know, sometimes you got trouble. So many troubles to getting you down. But you don't have to worry about your troubles no more. 'Cause, well, I'll always be around. Because I'm with you through thick and thin. Whatever trouble you are in, I don't care whatever you do. Just know that I love you. Oh, whoa. I love